You are listening to Breathe and Bounce.
Shake up the picture, there's a mixture with the dims on the even time. You got me coming with answers on the which I deny. I said it again, but could I please rephrase it? Maybe I can catch your eye. I couldn't really put it much plainer, but I'll wait till you decide. Sending you warning sound as if I could ever hide. Last time I learned I light my torch and wave it for the new moon on Monday. No 5 days through the night. I stayed the cold day with a lonely satellite. New moon on Monday. No 5 days through the night. I stayed the cold day with a lonely Breaking away with the beast in both worlds, the smile that you can't disguise. And every minute I keep finding clues that you leave behind. Save me from these reminders as if I forget tonight. This time I lose I light my torch and wave it for the new moon on Monday. No 5 days through the night. I stayed the cold day with a lonely satellite. New moon on Monday. No 5 days through the night. I stayed the cold day with a lonely
Hello, welcome to Breathe and Bounce. It's Michael here with you. And yes, it's a new moon this weekend, new full moon, so we had to start it off with that. Because at the moment, I really didn't know what song I wanted to kick off the show with, so that's what I came up with, unfortunately. It was a very wonderful week for me. I went out to Arizona, to a little town called Carefree, and I went to this resort, and the name of the resort was Savannah. And I am going to write a gratitude chronicle about it. In fact, it might be published already. Go to breatheandbounce.com if you want to hear a little bit more about my experience there. The one thing I will tell you is I highly, highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're dealing with some stuff. There is a woman there. Her name is Veronica Clark, and she was amazing. I mean, the energy that she had, It's sometimes you meet a person and you can feel that energy. You can feel that charisma. And I felt it the minute she walked in the room. And we talked, and I felt like, we had a little connection because of the fact that, we both are yoga teachers. But it's just, sometimes you find people and they help pull something out of you. And the thing about Breathe and Bounce is I hope I can help pull something out of you that you didn't think about, or maybe I energize you or I do something like that. And we're going to talk about stuff like that today, because while I was in Arizona, everything was great. Everything was beautiful. I was all set to leave Thursday night, right around 11 o'clock. My flight was taken off, and then the Microsoft computer glitch dropped. Oof. It was pretty bad. All flights globally were grounded because of this glitch, because everyone was, they don't want to fly planes up there when there's computer issues and stuff, right? And my flight was canceled. I mean, they kept delaying it till about 3:15, and then finally at 3:15 they gave up, and then I was on an 11 o'clock flight. I was on standby for a 7 o'clock flight. They canceled the 7 o'clock flight. By the time 8:30 came around, they canceled my 11:30 flight, put me on a 1:15 flight. When 9 o'clock came around, they pulled me off of that 1:15 flight, and then I was put on a 4:30 flight that was delayed until 8 o'clock. Then right around 10:30, that flight, about 10:30, 11 o'clock p.m., that flight canceled. And then I was put on another flight that was supposed to leave originally at 11:30, but was delayed until 12:50, and it just kept delaying and delaying. And then, you know what? I just got to the point where I said, I'm not going to trust United anymore. And I found a flight going to Midway from Southwest, and I jumped on that one. It cost me a pretty penny to do that, but I do intend on getting the money back from United. I got my fare back from United, but I'm still like 150, 200 short. So I do expect United to pick that up, and I'm going to talk to them about that. And I'm going to say, you guys, and it is, and I understand, and this is kind of what we want to talk about today, is that sometimes things happen outside of your control, and they're bad, and you can't really do anything to fix the situation. And I understand that, but the thing about United is just, why is it that every airline in Phoenix the next day was able to get out, but United just kept canceling flights? I don't get it. And that's the thing, is it's so easy to get angry over things like this. It's so easy to get mad. And, I've talked about it on the show plenty of times about, taking the negative route is always the easier thing, because it doesn't require much work. It doesn't require much skill. It doesn't require anything. It's kind of like just a primal reaction in your head. And if you just give in to it, it's easy, because you don't have to fight. You don't have to tell the difference between right and wrong. You don't have to sit here and think about the consequences. And it's because, I hate to say this, but as human beings, we are designed to have that response. We are designed to have a trigger go off and then we pop. That's kind of the way that we work. And it is through the powers of having a good foundation with good parents and, having some good morals instilled in you and have some good values. And, you just learn that just popping off at someone when they do something wrong isn't right. But, there's a lot of people that don't have the luxury of that don't have a good family around them, that don't have those things. And the only way they learn is they learn through messing up. Because at the end of the day, the human race is born to rage. And what we have to learn how to do is we have to learn how to stop, drop, and roll before that rage becomes a fire.
Rage. Going to rage. Going to rage.
Yeah, we were born to rage. That is correct. And knowing that is basically how we are able to stop it. Knowing that is power, because knowledge is power at the end of the day. You have to know that there is a switch inside your head that reacts. That's a trigger. Now, triggers, unfortunately, people don't understand this concept because, when you hear the word triggered, it's like, oh, I'm all mad. Triggers are neutral prompts. In other words, once a trigger happens to you, there is no meaning to it. It's just something that happens. It just kind of happens to you. You're walking down the street and someone calls you a name. Because it happens. You're at the store and the person behind the register is kind of rude to you. It happens. You have traumatic situations in your life. It happens. Our response to the trigger is what's important. The way that we process it in our mind and decide to do what we do with it. The problem is our processing time to things, for the most part, is very quick. Most people are very quick. And that's why I said it's easier to take the bad way. It's easier to just get angry. It's easier just to react. So then we find a skill set, wherever it is. Like I said earlier, it's like those pillars of that strong family. Or maybe you've practiced a lot of yoga and you start to learn how to turn that reaction into a response. Through your meditation practice, your yoga practice, your mindfulness practice, whatever practice you do, you can find a way to learn how to respond versus react. That's where my journey has been for a while. Because someone like me, especially considering the fact that I have ADHD, my reaction time is probably like 1 millisecond, and that's it. It's how fast I would react to things. And the impulse control on my side is also not great. So I would say and do impulsive things because that's just the way I knew. And some people out there have the same problem. But what you have to do is you have to find a way to just break down the cycle. You have to find a way to slow down the mind a little bit. Kind of make everything go a little bit, I guess, at a speed that's manageable. Now, when we're in real time, the thing that's beautiful about time is although it never stops, there is a way to bend it and manage it. And the way we do that is obviously we use whatever tools we have. Like, for instance, when you're doing time management, you're trying to figure out how much time you have to get your tasks in your day done, your work done, responsibilities, whatever. And the one thing that people need to make more time for is leisure. And maybe I'll talk about that in the next segment a little bit, because I do think I want to touch a little bit about the whole Arizona trip, because part of the reason why I took that trip was because I wanted to learn more. And, that's the thing is sometimes people, and I'm digressing a little bit here from the original topic, but I did want to bring this up because I think it's important to know. Some people say that when you go to retreats or you go to these like functions, it's like you're being selfish for yourself because you want to relax and you want to be pampered and all this stuff. That's not what it's about. The time that I spent at Savannah in Arizona, I would say maybe 20% of it was relaxation. Okay, maybe like 40%. I was there for the purpose of trying to learn more ways how I can manage my life better. And when I go to a lot of these workshops, that's the reason why I go. I went to a workshop just before I left Arizona last Saturday where it was me in a room of 30 men learning how to do the haka. The haka is a tribal, I don't want to call it dance, tribal ritual that was originated out in the islands. And this man, his name was Lance, he was a rugby player, taught us this. And the raw emotion that came out of this was unbelievable. You know, we'll probably talk about this in a future episode, but I think a lot of men don't want to express that rage and don't want to express that anger because they're afraid of the damage it could cause, which is something that has been true for me for a very long time because I've seen how I get when I get angry. I get very rageful. I get very scary, and I don't want to be that way, obviously. But I'm digressing again. So let's go back to the original point, which is talking about, you know, the whole situation. And the reason why I'm talking about this, obviously, is what happened to me in Arizona after the vacation. You know, the thing is, I could have flipped out in that airport. A lot of other people did. And I could have just joined the pack, and I could have been angry. I could have been flipping out. I could have been swearing at the employees. I could have did all the things that other people did. And maybe in the past, that's something I would have done. But this time, I tried to find every possible way that I could be grateful for the situation that I was in. And I know that sounds really messed up, right? You're being stuck at an airport. Why would you be grateful for that? Like I said, sometimes you just have to just slow down and think. What am I going to do here?
1, 2, 3.
Just take a breath. And see what happens after that.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do it and do feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy.
Yeah. Trying to find a way to feel groovy, right? It's kind of hard to just feel groovy when you are in the middle of a bad situation, like being stuck at the airport and not having any control over what's going on. You can't make the plane come faster. You can't get on the plane sooner, even if you see the plane sitting outside of the gate. It's a very stressful situation. Airports in general are just very stressful. And it's because everyone is racing for time, because not everyone plans accordingly at the airport. You know, I have customers that call me and they'll want to be picked up like an hour and a half before their flight because they don't want to sit at the airport that long, right? And the truth of the matter is maybe sitting at the airport for, you know, a little time isn't going to be the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's practically like you're on the vacation. It's practically like you're on the trip. You're just sitting there either reading a book, maybe playing a game, or doing what I did. You were binge watching a show. And I was grateful that I had that time. Now, yes, it was extremely annoying that I got home much later than anticipated. But sometimes in life, when we are handed a situation, we just kind of have to roll with it. And maybe it's happening to protect us. Maybe it's happening because it's trying to stop something bad from happening. You know, it's kind of like, I heard the story once about how someone said, if you leave your keys at home when you're running out the door, you're really hasty, you're really rushing, you're really like, oh my God, I got to get my keys. I'm going to be late to work. But sometimes you have to say to yourself, maybe a guardian angel kept those keys upstairs because for that 1 minute that I was freaking out, maybe something bad was going to happen. And maybe you had an angel that knew that. That's a good way to look at things. I think you have to just kind of go with the flow and understand sometimes that everything that happens to you doesn't always happen to you. It happens for you. And when it comes to the Arizona thing for me, I don't really know what the purpose was of keeping me at the airport 28 hours after I should have left. But I don't really care because I made the best of it. And yes, when I got back, then more trouble came. I found out that the hot water was out at our house, so I had to take care of that. And I obviously had to drive out to DeKalb to go see my kid perform in a wonderful musical. My kid was in Mean Girls, the musical. Pretty funny stuff. And yeah, it's just like everything just kind of happened, and I just rolled with it. And the big question is, how can you roll with it? How can you just be okay with whatever happens? Isn't that kind of counterproductive? Aren't you kind of just throwing your hands up in the air and saying, I don't care what happens to me? Is that what's really going on here? I don't think so. I don't think that's what the deal is. I think there's a difference between giving up and acceptance. Giving up means that you just don't care. Acceptance means you care so much that you're willing to just understand it's the way it is right now, and you're willing to take that and move on to your next thing, whatever that might be. If you're stuck somewhere for a while, you know, one of my favorite commercials I saw recently was this woman goes to the DMV and finds out that she has to wait about an hour. So she pulls out her MetaQuest headphone, that virtual reality thing, and just pulls popcorn out of her purse and starts watching a movie and is happy and is joyful and is willing to accept the situation she is in rather than flipping out and going nuts and, yelling at everyone, telling everyone, you're not doing your job right. And the truth of the matter is that, there's a lot of businesses and a lot of places that are understaffed right now. I mean, when that whole crisis happened, night 2 of the Arizona crisis, there was only one woman working behind the ticket counter, and there was a line full of 20 to 25 people. And people were going up to the desk, cutting in front of people, yelling at this poor woman, and there was nothing she could say to them. I mean, what do these people think? Does she have a magic wand and she's going to be able to wave it and boom, another airplane will arrive? We'll have another crew, whatever. I mean, yeah, it was very poor planning, I think, on United's part that they know that they have this situation and they didn't have enough crew members to, kind of satisfy the demand of what was happening. You had a lot of people in different airports that need to be moved out. Now, I can't speak for any other cities, but I can tell you right now, Phoenix was handled pretty poorly. But I didn't have control over that. I'm not United Airlines. The only control I have is I can say to myself, I don't have to take United the next time I fly unless I choose to take them. And quite frankly, I've said that many a times that I don't want to take them, but I keep taking them because they keep giving me free vouchers every time they screw up. It's kind of like, the Kohl's Cash. That is like the most irritating thing. You go to Kohl's, you make this purchase, And then they give you Kohl's Cash. And then you feel committed like, oh my God, I got to use this Kohl's Cash. It's free money. I can't just let that sit here. So then you go back to Kohl's and you give them the Kohl's Cash. But then you end up spending more than the Kohl's Cash. And guess what happens after you do that? Oh, in 3 weeks, you can use this Kohl's Cash. So yeah, it's like you keep getting sucked in more and more and more, right? But the thing is, you don't have to do it. You don't have to use the Kohl's Cash if you don't want to. You don't have to use United Airlines if you don't want to. I should turn that around and say, I don't have to use United Airlines if I don't want to. Because we have decisions. We do have free will. And the most powerful thing that we have is we can make a choice on how we choose to respond to something or if we're going to give in to that primal urge just to react. We have that choice. I didn't know for almost 40 plus years I had that choice. I just started executing that choice as of lately. And it's hard work. Practicing on changing the way you behave and the way you respond to things, it's hard freaking work. But if you're willing to do the work, you can get better. And that's the reason why we say everything in life is a practice. And we don't practice to become perfect. We practice to make progress, because progress is the upward trajectory. Progress is rewarding, and progress means you are growing. And the minute you stop growing is the minute you stop learning, living, or whatever. So it's always important to do that, to understand that you are in a practice. Speaking about practices, this Saturday, Happy Hour Yoga, Experience 2, Drop Everything, is happening with myself and Treya, as we are going to provide a graceful yoga practice, a cacao ceremony, and we're also going to give you a wonderful sound journey, probably like one you haven't seen before. If you want more details on that, go to www.breatheandbounce.com. That's www.breatheandbounce.com. We got more coming up here on Breathe and Bounce. Don't go anywhere.
Trust the process. Trust yourself. You're tuned in to Breathe and Bounce.
Yeah, pressure. It gets to us, doesn't it? It is. There's so much pressure in the world. You know, we've been talking about reacting to stuff that is, hard to control. This episode, and that's the other thing is the pressure. You have so much pressure within yourself to feel the need to react, because it's kind of like with my situation at the airport. You feel like it's a personal attack, like something has happened. It's like I said to you earlier, it's not happening to you. It's most likely happening for you. The universe is trying to teach you some kind of lesson. The universe is trying to get you to just, calm down. The universe just wants you to pay attention. Pay attention to stuff. And, one of the things that we learn through our mindfulness journey, one of the things we learn through our mindfulness journey is we learn that power observation. And then when we start observing ourselves, it's very powerful, because then you really take note on how you react to things. You take note on how much faster your heart might beat. You take note on how your nerves feel like they're tingling. You take note on maybe you feel a little bit of sweat starting to produce, like maybe your face might be turning red. You take note on how your brain really starts to overreact and come up with how you're going to react in this situation. It's really crazy if you sit there and you break it all down. And that's why we meditate. That's why we practice. We learn how to become, maybe the goal is being stoic, but I think some of us have so much passion in us. Maybe being stoic is not the answer. Sometimes it is. You could be dealing with a very difficult person, and maybe you become stoic to put that person off, And I think that's just the biggest thing, the most important thing that you want to make sure of is that you don't blow it, that you don't overreact. You have to learn how to protect yourself. Protection is a very important thing, because when you protect something, that means you're guarding it from something. You're protecting yourself from having this very bad reaction to something that is happening at the moment. You're protecting yourself from making a bad situation potentially worse. And the one thing you need to learn how to protect yourself, the one thing you need to protect for yourself more than anything, is to protect your peace. Peace is everything in this world, because when peace is happening, the world is right as rain. The waves in the ocean, calm. The winds in the sky, calm. The traffic on the road, calm, because it's peaceful. And as humans, we should aim to be peaceful. We should aim to have that kind of peace in our life. But we also have to work on practicing how to protect ourselves when things do not happen the way we want them to happen. We need to learn how to find that sense of protection.
This girl I know needs some shelter, but she don't believe anyone can help her. She's doing so much harm, doing so catch you when you fall. Stand in front of you, take the force of the blow. Protection. I stand in front of you, take the force of the blow. Protection. You're a girl, I'm a boy. You're a girl, I'm a boy. Yeah. You're a girl, I'm a boy. You're a girl, I'm a boy. Sometimes you look so small, you need some shelter. You're just running around and held too scared to. And I leaned on you for years. Now you can lean on me, and that's more than love. That's the way it should be. Now I can't change the way you feel, but I could put my arms around you. That's just part of the deal. That's the way I feel. I'll put my arms around you. Stand in front of you and take the force of the blow. Protection. I stand in front of you. I'll take the force of the blow. Protection. You're a boy and I'm a girl. You're a boy and I'm a girl. Hey. You're a boy and I'm a girl. You're a boy and I'm a girl.
We search for that protection. We search for that bliss. We search for that way that we can keep our minds going, where we don't freak out, where we don't yell at people, where we don't do the dumb thing. Like I said, there are so many situations in this world that are there to test you. And that's the thing. That's the important thing, is understand that they're not there to make you mad. They're not there to affect you emotionally. They're there to test you. Everything in life is a test. And whether you pass or fail is your choice. If someone says something that hurts your feelings, you have the choice whether you want to just walk away or if you want to punch them in the face. If someone cuts you off on the road, you have the choice whether you say, I am going to go ahead and flick off this person, or if I'm going to drive away and just forget about it and understand that at the end of the day, it really is just a blip. Because when someone cuts you off, if they don't hit you and they don't cause an accident, it's a blip. It doesn't matter. It's over with. You can make that situation worse because you have the power to do that. You have the power to do anything you want to do in this life. You have the power to decide which direction you're going to go in.
You have the power.
You have the power to say to yourself, if I want to go off on someone, I'm going to. You have the power to decide whether or not you're going to allow the television news to put you in an emotional state so you care more about what's going on there than what's going on in your real life. You have the power to say no more. You have that power.
Hey, listen to me. All that 1980 is over, brothers and sisters. We're going to turn the volume down. Brothers and sisters, we're going to shut down this mechanical stuff that makes us feel like victims. Take those machine guns and turn them down. Yeah, turn off those cop shows. Listen to those helicopters. Listen to those sirens. make you feel nervous and angry. 1980, turn it down. Tone it down. Now I ask you in a quiet tone of voice.
Like the crack of the whip, I snap attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Thinking like a shovel, rhyme double on a heavenly level. Bang the bass, turn up the treble. Radical mind, day and night, all the time. 714, wise, divine, maniac, brainiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James. Quality, I possess, some say I'm fresh, when my voice goes through the mesh of the microphone that I am holding. Copywritten lyrics so they can't be stolen if they all snap. Don't need the police to try to say them, your voice will see. So peace, stay off my back, or I will attack, and you don't want that.
That's right. You got the power. You've got the power to make the decisions in your life. And you know what? The funny thing is I didn't know I had this power because I just would go off and I'd yell at people all the time when I was feeling disrespected, or if someone made fun of me, or if someone said something I didn't like to hear, I would just go off. That was my nature. That's what I would do. But as time went on, I got better. As time went on, I got stronger. And right now, I am getting stronger, and it's all because of my practice. And it's why I tell everyone you need to practice. It's so important to practice mindfulness at all times. You can't just, you just can't do it alone. You got to have a group. You got to have a tribe. You got to have people that are going to support you. But at the same time, they're not going to be there 24 hours a day. So you have to understand that you have to find your people, because your people are going to be there for you every step of the way. Those are the people you need. You don't need the people that say that they're going to be with you and then they take off. You don't need to find the people that say that they're going to be your buddy and then they start handing you drugs and alcohol and want you to party with them. No, you need to find the people that are going to support your peace. You're going to have to find the people that are going to support your level-headedness. You need to find the people that are going to support everything that you do. You can't just, you can't just wing it. It's hard. Winging it in these times is very hard and it's very not recommended. But you need to find that crew. You need to find that crew that says, if we go down, we all go down together.
If we go down, we all go down together. If we go down, 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 we all go down together. I beckon you to the edge. Come on and follow, come on and follow. Hang your soul by a thread. Feel where it's hollow, feel where it's hollow. Take a dance with the dead. Put reality to bed. If your misery needs company, call on me. If we go down, we all go down together. If we go down, 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 we all go down together. We are wrong until it's right, falling all as one tonight. If we go down, 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 we all go down together. If we go we all go down together. We've got nothing left to lose. Come on and shout it, come on and shout it. And when the world is doomed, get up and run it, get up and run it. To the stars and back again. When we fly, we're hand in hand. We're together like a symphony of broken dreams. If we go down, we all go down together. If we go down, 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 we all go down together. We are wrong until it's right, falling all as one tonight. If we go down, 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 we all go down together. We are giants, we are bigger than the monster. Every second we are taking back the power. On the run till we get an answer. Try to hold us down, but we're only getting stronger. If we go down, we all go down together. We all go down together.
That's right. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, guys, when we say we all go together, it could very well mean you and yourself. You guys go down together. We all go down together. Me, myself, and I. 3 people that live in my head. We all go down together. We stand up together. We all go down together. That's the way the game is played. So, now that we've done that, let's take some time to meditate. Go ahead and close your eyes. Drop down to your heart. And just watch your breathing. Just breathe. Breathe normally and just observe how you're breathing. And maybe you might want to think of times where you were mad, where you felt like you could have handled it better. and maybe you can think about how you want to handle it now. Go ahead and you can start to wiggle your fingers a little bit. Maybe wiggle your toes. Open your eyes and come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back to me. One of the things I love about this song is how much I switch through music genres. I think it's beautiful. So, the message I'm sending to you is no matter how bad a situation is, you have the power to control, not the situation, but the way you react to it. And I had to practice that hardcore this past weekend when I was stuck at Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, Arizona for 28 hours waiting for a plane. Yeah, it's tough sometimes, I know. But if you practice enough and if you work hard enough, you can get to a point where nothing can shake you. Nothing can make you act crazy. Nothing can break you. Whatever. Just keep it going. Maybe after you have a blow up, maybe you should journal about it and kind of try to retrace your steps. Kind of like how you lose your keys. Sometimes you have to retrace your steps to find them. Sometimes you have to retrace your steps to learn how you lost your peace. And maybe once you retrace those steps, you'll kind of hold it in your heart how you got there and how you don't want to go there again. Yeah, losing your keys, you're probably going to lose your keys more than once in your life. And you're probably going to lose your peace. But this is the thing. Peace is so much more expensive than your keys. You can always make new keys, but you can't get the time that you lost when you were living in it. You can't get that back. I want to say thank you so much for listening. If you want to find out more information about me, go to breatheandbounce.com. That's breathe, the letter N, bounce.com. We've got our experience coming up this Saturday at 3 p.m. at Happy Hour Yoga. You can go there for more details. Keep an eye out for the Gratitude Chronicles as I will document exactly what my experience was at the Savannah Wellness Facility, Wellness Hotel and Spa, whatever you want to call it, out there in Arizona. And also, you never know when you're going to get a Michael moment. You never know when I'm going to do something. So follow the socials as well. Hope to see you around. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. And may your breath take you places that your mind cannot. Thank you for listening. I love you. Namaste.